Hey, this is Mia.
And this is Kennedy.
And this is the Silver Lining with M and K.
Today's topic is insecurities. We all have them.
We all love them. We don't.
We love them? Okay.
You love her. No. Insecurities. I feel like insecurities, they're just origin. Like, they're just root. Like, they always come from an external source.
Y'all, she brought this up to me and I was blown away.
Let me say my piece. Okay. So I feel like nobody comes out of the womb insecure. You don't come out of the womb like, oh, I hate my ears, I hate my feet or something. Somebody told you that. Like, somebody told you to hate yourself.
Yeah. So when she told me this over breakfast, I was like, wow, I had never thought about that. And if you think about it, nobody comes out the way that they are ever. They never come out the way that they are at birth. So the things the prejudice that they may hold, the thoughts and beliefs that they may have about themselves, they don't have until someone begins to comment on that. And that is something that is so common among girls. I've seen so many on like TikTok and stuff saying that they didn't think that there was anything wrong with it until someone pointed it out.
Right. Until you see beauty standards or just start comparing yourself in general. And I think that is extremely common in just people that are growing and their body is changing and they see other boys or girls that look different from them.
Yeah.
And you think that you might have to look like that, or someone told you that. You don't. You don't.
And it all starts from somewhere, which is what she was really getting at. That these insecurities are not born with us, and that we are seen by our parents and by God as someone who is perfect, like a perfect being. Like, your mother doesn't come out and see you and say, oh, her ears may be a little bit too big. Like, nobody says that until someone else brings that up. So it just blew my mind away how much people's words can affect people, because nobody believes that about themselves until someone says something about it.
The words that people say, I want to touch on that, because I feel like this would be a perfect society if we would all stop commenting on people, like making people think negatively about themselves, because nobody would be insecure. And
I think that, I don't know, I like to think that like Switzerland or something, some like place is like just lifts people up.
Yeah.
And like they don't have insecurities like that. There's actually one country that they like leave their babies and just like leave them.
What?
I don't know which country it is, but they just leave their babies.
For good, forever?
No, they come back for them, but like they leave them and they know that nobody's going to take them.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, that's so like
free, right?
Exactly.
Like there are so many places where some of the stuff in like these hyper consumer social media based societies that they don't happen, you know, this violence and all this stuff does not happen, and a lot of that ties back into insecurities. So one of my sinuses are bad, y'all, sorry. It's the weather, but one of my things that I wanted to touch on is how other people's insecurities affect other people, because that person that said, oh, your ears may be too big, may have insecurities of their own.
Yeah.
And that's where that started from. That could be the starting point that branches off and says, oh, I have to jump on someone else to make them feel what I'm feeling, because I can't be alone in this, you know?
Yeah, I think that insecure people make people insecure.
Yeah.
Because they try to bring people down. And not everybody does this. You can be a normal person and be insecure.
Yeah.
That's fine. But a lot of people do kind of resort to this, like, just rude and mean and negative kind of personality where they're just always saying something about someone else and commenting on the way that someone looks or dresses or anything. And usually it is internal. Usually it is projection of how that they feel about themselves.
Yeah.
So like if you know someone like that, please cut them off or just don't listen to those things that they're saying. You need to think this is internal and do not take it to heart. Do not become insecure about yourself because you are perfectly fine. Whatever it is that they're trying to say, it is normal. It is fine. And they're probably insecure themselves.
Have you ever heard the term hurt people hurt people?
Exactly.
Insecure people want to make other people insecure. And it's because misery loves company.
They love it.
So if someone like adores it, if someone is feeling insecure, they don't want to feel alone in what they're feeling. So let me go make someone else insecure.
Right.
Which is a gruesome cycle that affects literally every single person on the planet.
Yeah.
But just be vigilant of that. And I feel like you can even see that in some people. I've just encountered people who are like, I can just see how insecure they are in themselves, and that's why they lash out. And I genuinely feel sad for those people because I know that that's not something that they are doing because they want to, but it's almost like a coping mechanism or a fear tactic to try and get people to feel what they feel, you know?
Yeah, I do have like empathy for those people because I feel like I was once extremely insecure and I never even wanted to resort to doing that. So the level, like, it's just sad. I feel like it is sad because you want other people to feel how you feel. And they shouldn't feel that way about themselves either. Yeah. They're fine too. But it can just like show up in everything. Like, what do you think the most common aspect insecurities show up in?
I think it's relationships with other people, for sure. Because they're not going to show up when you're talking with your boss. Well, they will, and I'll get on that more on that later. But it'll be on the people that you love the most, which is the crazy part. You're the friends that you care about and stuff. That will be who it's about, you know? That will be what the target is, because those are people closest to you and you spend time with them and you know things that they may not be completely confident about, and so you just tear that down little by little, and that creates a really toxic cycle as well.
Yeah, I think. And also in like a non-platonic relationship.
Yeah,
I think that insecurity in a non-platonic relationship drives some people to do some,
but also drives them to break up.
Yeah. If the person doesn't allow themselves to be treated that way, then yeah,
for sure. I saw this TikTok of this guy who was doing like this slideshow post for his girlfriend. It was really sweet,
right?
And he was just detailing the fact that his ex cheated on him, and he was, I know, it's really like, it was sad, but that his ex cheated on him, and in his new relationship, he was projecting a lot of his insecurities and the things that person, his ex, made him feel onto her, right. And it wasn't fair to her, and so she told him, like, I can't keep doing this if you are going to not believe anything that I say or automatically assume the worst of me. I need a clean slate. And this is what it'll do to people in relationships. It will drive them to make up things that they don't see. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, but it can truly just force you to believe something that is completely not true about yourself, about somebody else, about literally anything. That's the power that your mind has on you. So my point is that insecurities will make up things and can taint even good things, you know?
Yeah, it can definitely ruin something that's good, and this person could be completely innocent, but since you're insecure about yourself and you think that you don't deserve or nothing's real because you wouldn't experience something like this because you think that you're this or that, just a bunch of negative things, then it's just gonna fizzle out. Like, thinking that you deserve something because you're insecure, that's huge. Like, that's
huge.
Your
and it's
self-worth.
Something that we both wanted to talk about.
Right.
Because it's such a big deal. You know, when, say, for example, I'm trying to buy a car or I'm trying to buy a house. Let's use the house. And I'm saying, I'm going to put in this much. Or I'm going to put in this much. Let's say $400,000. I'm going to put in this much. And you believe that that is what, or maybe let's say that you're selling your house, rather. You're selling your house and you list your house at $400,000, but someone else thinks that your house is worth $600,000. And you believe that you deserve less because of so-and-so, and because my house isn't perfect, and because my roof is too big, and because my doors are too wide, you know? You believe that, I can't sell my house for more because there are these little imperfect insecurities in my house that make me feel like I can't have more. But this client was ready to give you $600,000, $200,000 above offer on your house, and you could not see that because your insecurities clouded your decision.
That was a good analogy.
Thank you.
That was a really good analogy.
Thank you.
I think that, like, that's someone else might not see what you see.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that I got out of that.
Mm-hmm.
That you might see yourself as $400,000.
But someone else might see you as $600,000.
I could cry.
As above offer, you know what? I see you as $600,000.
Really? I see you as
$700,000.
I see you as
$1 million.
$1 billion.
Okay, let's
let's
get back into it.
Right.
But you see things, you let your insecurities cloud your decision, and look, you've made not made less, but you could have made $200,000 more in profit, and you didn't, because you find these little things in your house that other person cannot even see. Cannot even see. And that can be in a relationship too. Someone new can come into your life and say, hey, I think you're $600,000, but your ex thought that you were $300,000 and kept chipping away at these things. My sofa is not big enough. My TV glitches sometimes. I don't know. My counters are a different color that I don't like. There's nails in the wall. You know, it takes a person, especially a significant other, to make you see things that you never ever saw in yourself. And that can be a really good thing. And that can also be a really damaging thing.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to themselves, they always focus on the negatives. And I want you to think about someone else in your life. Think about a really good friend. Do you sit there when you're talking to them?
Talking about me, y'all.
Oh my gosh. Do you sit there when you're talking to them and look at them and look at all the things that you think are wrong with them? No. Like, you don't do crazy? That. Like, why do you think that people do that to you? No one does that to you.
Yeah.
If they're your real friend and they're not insecure in themselves and projecting, then they're not going to think that. They're genuine and they like you for you, or they whatever. So, like, don't like second guess yourself. You're worth $600,000.
You're worth
take that money, girl.
$600,000.
Take that money.
You're worth the profit, is what we're saying.
Exactly.
You are a house.
But I also think comparing yourself to the house next door.
To the house next door.
I think that people always say that, like, social media.
Hold on. I got a good analogy.
Okay, go ahead. You're on a roll.
I am. So listen, you may think that house is $600,000 on the outside, but on the inside it's rotting.
It's rotten?
It's rotten.
Rotten.
So what you think you see on the outside is not what is on the inside of that house. That curb appeal, that beauty on the outside, you walk in and there's termites. And there's roaches. Foundational issues in the house. This is what also social media will do.
Will do that. I think I went to this event and we had this psychiatrist come talk to us, and he was just kind of talking about how suicide rates are higher than ever. You know, I feel like as a teen right now, you always hear this talk. You hear about it, and they always blame social media. But here's what my take on it was, and this is what I said to like everyone in the class. I was asking them, like, at 4 a.m. when you're having a mental breakdown, do you post?
No.
I hope not. I really do hope
I wouldn't.
not. Like, I wouldn't. I
don't.
I don't. And do you think that the girl next to you does? Do you think that guy that you think is so cool and his life is perfect does? No, he doesn't post that his parents are divorced. He doesn't post that
he has issues with his siblings. Like,
his grandma just died. He doesn't say that. He's not going to publicly post that. People try to make their life look better than it is.
Yes.
And this could cause you to be insecure about your life, thinking this person travels so much, or they go work out, or they're so motivated. Everybody has a day that they're not that motivated. Yeah. Everybody has a day that they're not the best.
Yeah.
So, like, don't compare yourself to what you see on social media, because that is not real at all.
And it's a lie.
It's a filter. It's edited.
Yes.
Their body doesn't look like that in real life.
Social media is a highlight reel.
Right.
Exactly what you were saying. Nobody's going to post at their worst moments.
Right.
Nobody's going to post when they're having a breakdown, when they're crying. Nobody's going to post when they just got into a fight with their significant other. Exactly. Nobody's going to post that, but they will post a cute picture with their boyfriend. They will post a cute picture at the beach. They will post a cute picture in a garage. What do they call them?
What? A garage?
The garage, like...
Sale.
Garage, like where you go take pictures. What do you call that? I'm blanking right now, y'all.
A garage where you go take pictures?
Yeah, like a garage. Is it just called a garage?
Kennedy, I've never heard of that. Like a photo shoot place?
Like where you go to you remember like in 2020 when there were like garages, like they would go up to a garage and take pictures?
Absolutely not. Kennedy, I've actually never heard of that.
No way that you... Okay. Well, fine.
I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
No, like where you'd go, like say that like we go to like our local mall, and then we go to the top, and then you take pictures there.
A parking garage?
A parking garage, guys.
I'm thinking of a genuine garage.
No.
Like, I'm sitting up here like, why would they take a picture in a garage? A parking garage.
A parking garage.
I know that nobody was thinking of a parking garage. Y'all weren't thinking of that.
I'm so sorry, y'all. But I just did. Like, I was blinking, but I'm back. Okay,
she's back.
So you might, instead of that fight, you may take a picture with your significant other and post about a cute moment that y'all had. Yeah. Instead, you may post at the beach, like I said, or a parking garage, guys. You may post at a parking garage. So it's just a reminder that even though, and I think I'm a victim of this, Mia may be a victim of this,
of what?
Looking at other people and being like, oh my God, Bill, like, I just don't see any faults in their life, and I don't see anything that's wrong or anything that's ever awry with them. Could be completely wrong. So don't compare your situation to social media, because 9.95 times out of 10, it won't be the same.
Exactly.
And it's not showing the whole picture either.
I definitely, and all of these, most of these issues that we're talking about, I have definitely had. And looking at someone else's life and thinking, oh my gosh, like, I wish I was them, you know? I definitely had that issue until I looked at my life and I was like, do I talk about this stuff? No. So why would they? Like, you just have to put it into perspective of yourself. And like, these people are human. Everybody has a struggle. Everybody has a struggle. And it's not a comparison. It's not, oh, mine's worse. Well, my life is this. I don't have friends. No.
Yeah.
Everybody has a struggle. Everybody handles things differently. So it's definitely all normal. And there's really nothing. There's nothing to be insecure about.
Nothing.
Bottom line,
there's nothing to be insecure about. Let's go back to the house.
Let's go back to the house. Can we come back to the house? Can we? Yeah.
Can we live at the house? Let's have a sleepover at the house.
Everyone's invited.
Everyone's invited to our house. A big TSL sleepover at the house.
Right.
Okay, so let's go back to the house. They say you had an ex who would point out little things about this house, that the paint is chipping and dust and the counters aren't closing right. I don't know. Just the little things about the house that don't have to be picked on, but they are picked on because you're not with the right partner. Then you break up with them and you're working on your house. You're learning to accept your house for what it is. Accept your house for what it is, because you may not be able to change
that house.
The width of the doors, y'all. You may not be able to change the height of your roof. You may not be able to change. Yeah. You may not be able to change any of the things that you may not like, but what you can find in yourself and maybe in another person is someone who will accept that. There will be people who will love your house for what it is. There will be someone who loves all of your insecurities and doesn't even see them as insecurities, but sees them as little tokens that are just a part of you, that are just a part of your house. This is a part of the house, and I'll take the house with it. And not only does a person in a relationship have to say that, but you have to say that for yourself.
You have to say it to yourself.
I will take everything that's in this house right now because there are things about this house that I can't change. Wow. There are things about this house that I will never be able to change. Sometimes the foundation will always be a little different than everybody else's, and we just have to be okay with that, because hating our house is not going to change the fact that we have this house
at all. You live there.
You live there. This Forever. Is your house.
This is your one body.
Yes.
This is your one mind.
Yeah.
Your one everything.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it, because hating it does nothing.
It absolutely
hating
does
it
nothing.
Doesn't say, ooh, let's change this. It doesn't put an order into your mind and say, ooh, let's see what we can do, y'all.
It just makes you think negatively about yourself.
Yeah.
Stop talking down on yourself.
Don't. It's really,
that is
really
one
hard.
of the actually worst things that you can do. Talk down on yourself really to yourself and to other people, because people would think that that's okay.
Yes. And let me tell you that I had an epiphany, and I was talking to God actually, and was just talking about some personal insecurities that I have. And there's a picture that came into my mind of little Kennedy, and he was like, would you say this to her? Would you say what you've been saying, how harsh you've been? Would you say this to someone who's 4 years old? No.
Exactly.
You wouldn't. And that person is you. That person is who you are. So make sure that you're being mindful of who you're talking to. Sorry. Make sure that you're being mindful of
how you're talking
to yourself.
Because why do you think that you deserve that?
Yeah.
You don't deserve it.
Would you say the things that you're saying about yourself to your friends? No.
I hope not. Like, actually.
Yeah, I hope not. But you wouldn't, though. You wouldn't be as harsh as you were. Even if there are things that you needed to work on, you would do it in a more polite, kind manner. You know what I'm saying?
Because in your head, they're human.
Yeah.
And you're also human.
You're also human. So treat yourself like it, y'all.
Please. This is great. Okay. I have another question.
Okay.
I feel like we've been talking about a lot of physical insecurities with our house analogy and our everything. But I feel like sometimes it can be deeper than that.
Yeah.
Like, what other things?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like, what other things can we be insecure about? Like, that's deeper than just physical attributes.
Yeah. I think emotional, obviously you get physical and then you get the emotional.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of it. I feel like spiritually you can be insecure. You can be insecure in your faith. You can be insecure in your body.
Yeah.
You can be insecure in material things that you have. It doesn't have to be physical or anything. You could be insecure about the things that you possess or you own. You know what I mean?
Insecure about your job.
Insecure about your job. Insecure about your living situation. There's so many things that you can be insecure
Everything, actually.
Yeah.
It's actually everything.
And this happens why? Because of other people.
Other people. You do not come out the womb insecure.
And that is like the motto, I think, for this episode. You do not come out the womb insecure. Just think on that. Like, all of these insecurities that you thought that you created and you just hate about yourself, someone else said it first.
Yeah.
And you didn't think about that about yourself until someone brought it up.
And I'm thinking back to my old self. If I were to tell myself all this stuff that I'm saying right now, I wouldn't believe it. Or I never thought that I would get to this point where acceptance did occur. Where I got past the fact that all these people said these things, and I started to believe it, and I started to say it to myself as well. I never even thought that I could get past that, and I could deserve these friendships and relationships that I have, and that I deserve to be treated well and not terribly. It just causes you to stay in some relationships that you shouldn't be in. Because you think that you deserve that. You don't. And you will get past it. If you're insecure right now, I don't care what it's about, I promise you, you'll get past it.
I don't know if I agree with that. Because I feel like some people can't.
Are you serious? I feel like you can. If you work on it and you actually want to, I think that you can do anything.
I think that's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about. Because how to get over insecurities, I think that's a good part to talk about on this episode. Because I think that the best way, the easiest way, is to start to talk better to yourself.
That's the first step, I think.
The first step is just, and it's so hard. But whenever you're thinking that, just kind of revise it into something that's a little bit more positive about yourself. Or if you feel like you want to talk bad about one part of your body, compliment another part of your body at the same time, so that you can be taking out and then pouring back in to yourself, you know. Loving yourself, having people around who celebrate you and support all different avenues of your body and all of that stuff, who support you as a whole and who don't point out those things, because people who point out insecurities will never make you get over that insecurity, you know. It'll only accentuate the insecurity that you have. But I feel like there are certain cases where people just cannot get over it, and I've seen people get rhinoplasties, nose jobs. I've seen people get like this girl JC Marie. I love her. She got a chin like fat removal, and it changed her completely on how she saw herself. And so I'm not saying get plastic surgery to get over it, but I'm saying that there are some insecurities that are so deeply ingrained within ourselves that we, after trying everything, let's say that, we just can't move past. And so we have to find alternate routes to make ourselves feel better about it. But I do encourage the tried and true way first, you know? Don't run to Dr. Miami.
Dr. Miami.
Don't run to Dr. Miami the first time that someone says something, you know.
Absolutely not. Because like I said, it's not, you didn't think that about yourself initially. That's the reason why I hate it so much, because I feel like these, like, if you feel better about yourself because you got plastic surgery, okay, like,
so be it.
Who am I to, you know what I'm saying? Who is anybody to tell you something differently? But it makes me sad because you didn't think that. You never thought that somebody made you think that. Like, I just feel like if people were just nicer. If people were genuinely just nicer.
The last thing that I want to talk about before we wrap this up is that, going back to having what you deserve, like in our house, for example, if you had a job interview and y'all were discussing salary and you said, I'm thinking $180,000, they were prepared to give you $240,000 a year, you have to come up to the plate, and this is how insecurities will affect your worth, because it'll make you believe that you do not deserve what someone has for you. So always shoot for more when you're in conversations like that, but it's just a testament to how much, your insecurities will affect your self-worth, because some people may be ready to give you something that you feel like you don't deserve. So that's another thing to think about too.
Self-worth.
Okay. What's your silver lining for today? We didn't do that last episode, but that's something that we want to implement
In every episode.
My
silver lining.
Of today.
I'm genuinely gonna have to go with the origin of your insecurity was never internal.
Yeah.
It was never internal. I feel like that's my silver lining. That's the thing that helped me realize that this was never me. There's nothing wrong with me. And yeah.
I think that my silver lining is that there is always hope to find in yourself that you will start to appreciate little parts of your house one by one, room by room. You'll find that, and then you'll also find someone who will appreciate those parts and more and want to renovate your house, build onto your house as you grow. So that's a little bit of hope for people, because there are people and will be people that are ready to accept you for who you are, and you need to be ready to accept who you are as well.
I agree entirely. Okay, we're gonna do our little lighthearted.
Yeah.
What are the best fries? Like, from where?
This is a very controversial topic because America has so many fast food.
Oh my gosh.
I think people don't realize like how
it's good
bad
though.
America.
It's good.
I know, but like
it's kind of good. Not for your body, but it tastes good.
Definitely not. I am going to have to go with Wendy's fries.
Wendy's? Kennedy, are you joking?
No.
I'm sorry. No one's gonna agree with that.
That Wendy's fries are okay.
The best.
Listen,
McDonald's. To me. Everyone is going to say McDonald's.
But McDonald's
we're doing a poll.
Not that good.
We're doing a poll.
Okay, we'll do a poll on our
McDonald's?
Instagram.
Okay.
The silver lining with M&K plug.
Yeah. slight plug. Okay.
Yeah.
Our 4 options. I feel like it's like Chick-fil-A, Wendy's.
Why do we have to have 4?
No, because
so many.
You're right. There is a lot.
There's Sonic fries. There's Jack in the Box fries.
No.
There's McDonald's fries.
No.
There's Chick-fil-A fries. There's Cane's fries. There's Wendy's fries.
Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Whataburger. If you live
Cane's and Wendy's.
Is it Texas and Louisiana? Is that where Whataburger is?
It's really like I've seen a couple in Mississippi, so it really just depends on where you are. But Whataburger is for the Texans, y'all.
It is for the y'all
for sure. Oh yeah,
Whataburger fries they're good.
They're good.
They're good.
But I feel like they're the same as.
Stop.
Don't that say your favorite? Wendy's. You didn't say your favorite.
McDonald's and Whataburger are kind of tied. I love Whataburger. They're kind of good. Whataburger fries are. Don't scrunch your face. She's scrunching her face.
You guys, I'm vegetarian, so I don't. I don't spend that much time at at fast food restaurants in general because I can't find stuff to eat. But I will eat fries.
They're good.
So I also, before I went vegetarian, used to eat Cane's a lot. Loved the fries.
Cane's fries
not
are
a
good.
10
No. When they get soggy though, like if you keep the box,
disgusting.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Disgusting, man. Okay. Honorable mention to sweet potato fries because they're my favorite.
Absolutely
I just had to slide that in there, y'all, because I love sweet potato fries, and nobody has sweet potato fries when you order them. So I just wanted to say that. But Wendy's fries, it's like the crunch, the perfect amount of salt. None of them are burnt. They're all pretty like a good length of fry, you know. These are all things that you have to consider. What if I said curly fry?
No.
I love curly fries.
Sweet potato fries are nasty. Kennedy, our tastes are very different. They're very different.
Completely different.
Okay, we're gonna do a poll actually and settle this once and for all.
But you never said your favorite.
I just said McDonald's.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yes. Okay. Thank you guys.
Okay, thank you guys for listening. You guys can follow us at our Instagram, The Silver Lining with MK. We're going to be posting updates when we put out a new episode. You can find us here on Spotify.
Yeah.
And until next episode, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.